I'll send you the link actually.
Go, you're live.
What's up, guys? How are you doing? I hope everyone's feeling good. Almost out of lockdown. We can get back to it. Hopefully soon we can see you, some of you, in the club or at the park. We're working on our.
We'll see you all in August.
We'll see you all in August. We're working on our road to reopening at the moment, so we should have everything locked in and safe and sound, so that there'll be no worries for anyone coming back. And obviously we're going to follow all the rules to the letter. But it will be good. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. For now we're stuck in the garden again. So what are we doing today? We're going to do shadow boxing today. Again, very simple. This is for the beginners as well. If you already know what you're doing, maybe you can take something out of it. Just have a look, have a look at it and see what you think. The other thing is, the last couple of videos we've been talking a bit about equipment and stuff like that. So I wanted to talk about shoes, because I'm not sure if I mentioned the shoes last time. So if you have children, or if you're a boxer and you're looking to get competitive, then you'll notice that everybody's wearing different types of shoes, and there's all kinds of shoes. Which ones are best, which ones are good, and to be honest, in my experience, it just completely comes down to personal preference. All the young kids are going to want to have the latest and greatest, which was this at one point. But what I found was that whenever I wore these, and I only wore them for competitions and sparring, is that because I had been practicing in my trainers, when I put these on I felt completely different, and I felt really flat-footed, and it really affected me when it came time to fight or go into the ring, because anything that you're doing differently in the ring compared to when you're training is going to affect your performance. So for me, that made a huge difference, and I actually started to prefer to wear my trainers in the ring, and I eventually stopped wearing these because I just didn't feel like I had as much bounce. Now, some clubs won't let you wear trainers in the ring. Some competitions, it depends on the type of the caliber of the competition, what the rules are, what the local club rules are. Most of the time they're pretty cool with you just wearing your own shoes, as long as they're clean and stuff like that. So have a look around. These range from 30 euros way up into the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of euros. So in my opinion, you don't need to spend a fortune on the shoes. Get ones that are comfortable for you, get ones that fit well, that do the trick, that kind of make up for something that you are feeling is suffering. For example, if you have weaker legs, you might want to get something with a bit more support around the ankle. For me, it was always more important to be able to bounce in and out, and these didn't have a huge amount of bounce on them, so I found that they weren't probably the best ones for me. So that's it. Any questions or comments, fire them down below. So shadow boxing, well, we've been through the basic punches in the previous videos. If you don't know them, you can go through and check them out. I'm going to go through a few things here, and then we're going to get Ciara out, and she's going to show you how it's done. We'll give her a few tips and stuff, and then we'll get cracking. So shadow boxing is really important. It's probably the most important type of practice that you can do, because it's you're essentially training your muscle memory. So there's different types of shadow boxing. We do it for warming up, we do it fight speed, we do it for practicing specific movements, techniques, all that kind of stuff. But it's really important that you do it, and you can never do too much. In the shower, in the kitchen, at the supermarket, but you don't want to be actually punching because people think you're crazy. But just keep doing it, keep shadow boxing, keep throwing those punches and getting your body used to doing it, because the more you do it, the more it will just come naturally for you. So then, what do you do when you go into a room and someone says to start shadow boxing? A lot of people who aren't in boxing, or who see other people who see boxers doing this, they think that it looks ridiculous. And people who are just starting out, they go in and they think it feels ridiculous to be punching thin air, or to be punching an imaginary opponent, or you know, it's an awkward thing. But once you get used to it and you start doing it for a while, yeah, it's actually really fun, and it's much easier than fighting a real person, although it shouldn't be. But so I have this tape on the ground here. I don't know if you can see that properly. I've just put this down as a reference point, because we're going to be using it when we're doing our shadow boxing, in order to kind of have some point where we can base our movements off. So we're going to go around the center of this, and that would essentially be the center of the ring. You can have as many of these lines as you want. You can use them as well when you're practicing for your stance. when you're practicing your movements to whether or not you're going in and out of the line. Really useful. It's just a piece of tape or a piece of string on the floor. Okay, so first thing, when you go in your shadow boxing, I'm assuming you're all warmed up. What you want to do is stay nice and light and just get used to the idea of moving around. Nice and light on your feet. Don't feel any pressure. Keep nice and loose. Once you're kind of in that zone, okay, you start to get used to your stance. Fall into your stance, okay. And before you even throw any punches, just start moving around the ring. So this is my ring here. It's very small, but I'm just going to start moving around, okay. I'm going to imagine there's someone else in here, almost like we're dancing. I'm staying away from that person. Okay, opponent's there. The first game is essentially to just keep your distance, keep the distance from the person, okay, and get used to moving around the ring. You can move around however you want, okay. You're pretending that you're getting away from your opponent. Just get used to it. Don't put any pressure on yourself. Keep nice and loose, nice and relaxed. Okay. Once you get used to moving, then you can start throwing your punches. Now, when you start throwing your punches as well, in your warm-up, I'm assuming that most of you have already warmed up through some kind of shadow boxing. So you're already going to be used to throwing them. If you are not confident in your punches, start the shadow boxing nice and slow and keep it simple. If you can only do the 1-2 properly, just start with the 1-2 for now. Get used to it, okay? So we're moving around, then you just boom boom. You just start to throw the punches. Start to get used to having the punches come off you without any effort at all, okay? Boom boom. I'm not punching hard. I'm just getting used to my body doing the movements. Okay. Nice and loose. Now what's going through my mind when I'm doing this? You're essentially dancing with someone in the ring, an imaginary person. And you can imagine it's either a coach with pads or it's a person and that they've got their guard up as well. And you're imagining that you're dancing with your partner, okay? You're watching them, they're watching you. Now, if I was somebody else's partner and I have my guard up like this, as soon as I drop my hand, that's going to be their opportunity to fire one off into the coupon. So what you're imagining when you're doing this is that you have seen that opportunity and you're taking it. So in your mind, I'm not just walking around and whenever randomly I'm just going to throw some punches. In my mind, I'm imagining that I've seen the opportunity, I've waited for it because I've been moving, I've been feinting, maybe I've been throwing a few testers, and then when I see the opportunity, boom, boom, okay, I get used to it. So you can either go from the middle and go around, boom, 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 okay. All I'm doing is keeping my body pointed to the centre, okay? Remember this step and drag that we did before? You'll notice that my feet are not crossing over, even when I'm doing this, okay? I'm not doing this, okay? Step, drag, keep my feet the same length apart, okay? Working on your stance, your balance. Whenever you're ready, start throwing the punches, okay? Start nice and slow, nice and simple. As you get more confident, you can build in your angles, you can start doing some more technical type of stuff. If you're just starting out or you have a child or something, don't get them doing all the angles, just get them to start by going around the circle, facing the middle. Okay, keep checking the guard, keep checking the footwork, make sure that they're always balanced, and get them to stop, see where they are, okay? Am I unbalanced? Is my guard nice and tight? This is what we're going to be doing with Ciara in a minute. Okay, again, moving, stop. Where am I? Am I balanced? Is everything where it should be? Okay, boom, boom. Okay. So that's basically it. If you're practicing by yourself, this is all you need in order to start shadowboxing. As you start getting used to it, you start getting better, you come in, maybe you're going to incorporate it into your training sessions and you're going to do full rounds of shadowboxing like we have done in previous videos. So you might want to do, say, a 1 minute round where you put your timer on and you do a 1 minute round of a fight pace shadowboxing, where you imagine you are in the ring with a person and you are completely fight paced, you're completely alert, you never stop moving, it's a little bit faster, a little bit more go, 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 go. And then after a minute of doing it, make sure that your punches are always really good. You don't want to see people getting used to it and compliant and just throwing their hands out like that because they're doing the shadow boxing. And I'm just going to do this for a little while. That's no good to you. You have to be on the ball all the time, even though you're just shadow boxing, even though you're pretending, you know. Okay? So, on that note, we're going to bring Ciara out. She's going to do a little bit of shadow boxing. We're going to start very, very slowly. Very, very slowly. From the beginning, from the feet. We're just going to have a look at how Ciara's stance is, everything. I have this new feather duster that I've used. I've decided to use instead of the glove because it's a bit softer. I got most of the dust off. Okay, so in your stance. Okay, so just stand on the line for me here first before we get started. So
this way?
Yep. Okay, so this is a good way to see is your stance in the right place. Toe is on this side of the line, back heel is on this side of the line. Okay, that's good. Bending the knees. Guard up nice and tight. There's nowhere for me to get in there. No. Yeah, okay. So just where you are now, just start to loosen up on your toes, nice and loose. Okay, just up and down like this. Up and down. Okay. Okay, so from where you are now, keeping in your guard, we're just going to move to this line here.
Okay.
Slowly, no rush, just let me do it once for you. Just yeah. Just like this. Okay, and then you're going to be on this line with your feet in the right position, okay?
Okay.
So
this one.
Yeah, good. Okay.
More or less. Very inelegant.
Okay. So again, start again. Nice and loose. Nice and light on your feet. Don't think too much about it. Just get into your stance. When you're ready, again, you're leading with the back foot as going round. Try to make so that each time you take the step, yep. But so that each time you take one step, so just take one step. Okay, stop. So you should be in your stance again. Legs bent. Guard up, nice and tight. Okay. Feet are in the right way. Another step. Okay. Again, guard, knees. Yep. Where's your balance? Is it okay? Yep. Okay. Another one. Yep. And one more. Onto the line. Okay. You happy with that line? Yep. Okay. Move forward a little bit. One step or two steps. The way we do it. Yep. Perfect. So even though that looks very forced, because obviously we're starting from the absolute basics here, right? But that's what you want to do. You want to think about what you're doing. So every time you make one step, every time you move, you have to be ready to stop, possibly move the other way. Okay, so if I'm here, I go halfway and I decide, uh-oh, he's coming around this way, or she, I've got to go back, okay? So I have to be able to stop wherever I'm going at any point to move in any direction. So each step is really important. If you start doing this thing, you're too late. You're skipping this way, uh-oh, he's come around, he or she has come around this way, and you're caught, okay? So again, on the line, we're going to be doing this a good few times, so take it nice and slow.
So do you mean to go and stop?
Yep, just, yeah, one step at a time first. Good, okay, again. Very good, much better. So this time, on the line, exactly the same thing. But I want you to pay a bit more attention to where your lead foot is, okay? So what's happening with this? We're going further and further out.
Okay.
And what we don't want to do is end up on the ropes. So your goal should always be in the centre of the ring. If you are on the ropes, you need to get out of there as quickly as possible, okay? So we're not going to talk about that in this session, but just so when you're moving, try and keep your lead foot as close to the centre or as close to the line as you can. Okay, again, when you're ready, checking everything, yep, good, 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 okay, very good, back again. Okay, one more time, go. Good, 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 okay. This time we're going to do it again. I'm going to tell you to stop and go back at some point, okay? Ready? Again. Go. Good. Stop, go back. Back. Good, okay. Back this way around again. Good. Good. Jab. Yeah, perfect. Okay, see? Ciara's ready to go. She's already in position. She's not in an incorrect way where she can't throw a punch or she can't make a slip. And that was just a surprise, but she was already perfectly where she needed to be because her body and her feet have been maintaining the proper stance the entire way around. Okay, so this time again, a bit looser now, a bit lighter on your feet. When you're ready, just move it back, and whenever you're ready again, check once you get to this line that you have your guard and your knees are bent and that your guard is up properly and that you're happy with it. Okay. Once you get there, go back there. Again, when you get to the line, stop, check. You can do a bit of hopping forward and back if you want, or you can just have a loosen up, reset, and again, move around. Okay, check again. Move around. Okay, like that. You ready? Good.
That's really awkward.
It's alright, keep going. Good. Cool. Keep that leading foot close to the centre.
Steps are too wide.
That's okay, you can shorten them up if you want. Nice and small. Yeah, good. Perfect. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Good. Okay, check your stance, check your balance, make sure you're where you need to be.
I was just a bit unbalanced at the end.
That's alright.
Okay.
That's what you do when you reset. Keep going again. Good. Keep going. Okay, so you should be ending up here with your leading foot.
Okay.
Okay, good.
No.
So you can see, see that means that you're going out. Your weight is projecting you too far backwards. Okay. So you should be doing almost a perfect circle there.
Okay.
Still too far. That's what you're aiming for. Keep going, that's right. Take your time. Good, and you only needed 2 steps to get there. So you've halved the amount of work that you're doing to get to the same angle.
Yes.
Okay, again. Good. Good. Yep. Good. Good. Okay. Good. This time when you get there, throw a jab. Backhand or leading hand, whatever you feel. Okay, and back again, jab again. Okay. Again. Close your fist.
Was that pull?
Yeah, full extension on the jab. Yeah, full extension. Yeah, all the way out, yeah. Don't lean back when you throw that jab. Good. Okay, that's enough. So, you can see here already, Ciara has, just by slowing it down and taking it one step at a time, halved the amount of work that she was doing. So she's gone from moving like this, all the way around the edge, to just a simple couple of steps, and she's in position all ready to go. Now that doesn't mean you're never going to have to move further out, okay? So now just on your feet, on your toes, just to change it up and get your mind out of that thing. So just standing straight on. Okay, nice and loose with the feet, and we're just going to go round, together. Okay. And this one. Okay, stop. So when I stop on a line, you want to get into your guard straight away, okay?
Okay.
Again. Stop. Again. Stop. Okay, again. Stop. Good, jab. Good. Again. Stop. Good, okay. So, that's hopefully reset. So now, on the line, where you are in your guard, I just want you to move forward a couple of steps and back a couple of steps. So if you're starting from here, I want you to one step forward, or one over the line,
Yeah.
back, okay? One over the line, back.
Okay.
What we want you to do is to have your foot hit the same spot, so it should be hitting about here, okay? So that should be about 2 steps. And we're going to go forward and back, forward, just stop it there, don't rush too much. Check your weight, check where you are, go back again. Do that slowly once or twice, and then we're going to do it free, okay? So guard up nice and tight, yep. Good. Alright, a bit further back to start.
It's right here.
So your toe should be just over that line. So
Okay.
you're almost one, hop, back, okay?
Okay.
Good, okay. Good. Okay. This time when you get to the end, do 3 back,
Okay.
and 3 forward, 3 back. Should be in the same spot at the end. Okay, so start where you are, do 2.
And then do 2, and then
Yeah,
go back
yeah.
and do 3. Okay.
Yeah. 2 far forward again.
Okay.
So this is what we're doing here is just getting used to the hand-eye coordination, but it's foot-eye obviously. So one thing with boxing as well, it's really important. This is why we do all of these types of exercises, the boxing-related exercises, is to get you used to knowing where your foot is and knowing where your hands are through muscle memory, not through the brain thinking where they are. Okay. So what we need to do is train our bodies to feel where they need to be. So if I'm here and I'm moving forward 2 spots, I feel what that's like to stand in the correct position. I move back, okay, and without looking, I should be able to more or less get where I'm going without looking because I feel it's like that. If I go back, 3, 4, okay, I'm in the same spot, I haven't looked, I just know because my body feels that it's in the right place, okay. The more we can do that and practice it, then the easier it will become. So once again,
I'll start off with 2.
start off with 2, yeah. Good.
I don't hit the ground.
That's okay. And also just check that your heel's still on the opposite side. So you can see this is a very simple task. All we're doing is shadow boxing. And it may seem frivolous, I don't know if that's the right word. It may seem a little bit silly, but we can see how much we can dive in to the simplest things just from moving, just from taking steps, just from moving. We haven't even started throwing punches yet. Okay, so now just moving on from that, you can practice that in your own time. So now what we're going to do is you've got the forward, you've got the back, okay?
Yeah.
You've got the moving around, do the thing, forward, okay? So now, what I want you to do, without thinking too much about it in your guard, is just move into the right position, move forward as you like, move back as you like, okay? You can go either way. Okay? Good. So I just want you to get used to the feeling of using this this marker as a reference point for where you're going. Don't worry too much about it for now, just thinking nice and free, nice, good movement when you're ready. That's all right. Okay, good. So that's the forward back. We've got the side to side. We've done this one here. Okay, all these types of things are good. Once you get used to it, keep practicing and practicing and practicing. That's why it's important to keep doing it. If you do this once, it's no good to you. It needs to be done all the time. So the other things you can do are the swivels, which we worked on the other day. So instead of moving, say I don't have enough time, all I need to do with my toe pointed at the center of the ring, I just swivel to my new position. Okay, I can adjust my stance there. Okay, this shows me the angle that I'm on. Okay, so all I'm doing here is I'm using my feet to get in the position. Once my toes on the cross, I'm just going to swivel my heel back to the other line. Okay?
Yeah.
Nice and easy, get nice and comfortable again. Okay? After I've swiveled, I'm ready to go. Okay? So I'll show you from this angle. So from here, okay, my balance should be exactly where it needs to be. Or I could go again, I could move, whatever it is. So after the swivel, you need to be locked and loaded and ready to go. Okay? In your own time. Again, nice, compact movements. If you want to practice just sliding a little bit first, just to get the feeling of it, and yeah. So you can see there's quite a way to go. That's alright, don't worry, we can just let it rip. So just make sure that when you do that, your toe is actually up here, so that will make sure that you are not travelling further than you need to go. Yeah, okay. Adjust. Okay. Good. Good. So there's nothing wrong with when you're swiveling. You don't have to stop and then go straight from here to another swivel. Okay, we can swivel and then readjust, find our balance, move around, swivel again. So from here, you can rejig yourself, put yourself back in the right position. Okay, again. We don't need to just go around and around, okay? Again.
Are you going to hit me with this?
Maybe.
Okay.
Good.
I don't know what that was.
That's okay, just There's nothing wrong with getting halfway, okay, and then just rejigging. We're not judging a ballet dance. There's no right or wrong in terms of if you don't make it all the way around, that's fine. Better just to get halfway, and then just move however you like to get back into this thing. Okay, so when you get to there, doesn't matter. As long as you're in that mode of movement while you're doing it, then it doesn't matter. Don't worry about that. Just use your imagination. Also, see here, you've got twice as much to go now because your body has to go all the way around. If you put that foot here, you've got less distance to travel to get around. There you go. Very good. So we actually I only had enough tape to do 2 lines, but it's actually much better if you can divide it into 8, because there's more angles for you to use. Okay, so you could do a half angle as well. Okay, and we're just getting used to that without getting dizzy, because we're always moving around. Okay, so punches now. When you're throwing punches in your shooter boxing, once you've warmed up, obviously, you want to make sure you start slow and get your technique right. Okay, make sure you're doing all the stuff right. Your shoulders are protecting your head. You're turning your body. Okay, I'm looking straight down the barrel. Okay. Once your body is warmed up, the muscle memory is kicked in, then you can start to add a combination. Okay, you can start to develop punches, throw a few more, whatever you want to do, but just make sure that the foundation that we've been practicing here never changes, because there's no point in me doing this if my legs are all over the place. Your legs and your weight need to be in the right place so that I'm able to move back, forward. And you see, every time I'm doing this, I'm stopping. I'm checking where I am. Okay? If I'm not in the right place, or if I feel awkward or unbalanced, just stop. Have a shake. Start again. Okay? Okay? Nobody learns to play the piano in one go. You have to make mistakes over and over and over. But if you just keep playing the mistake, then you're going to be playing something terrible. So this is why it's important to make sure you start from the basics. I keep saying it over and over and do it properly. So just on your line, checking your weight, checking your stance, okay, fist closed. That's another thing actually that I've just noticed. A lot of people have a habit of doing this as well. I used to do it myself. Hands nice and loose. And when you're throwing the punches, your hands do need to be loose, because there's no point in clenching the whole time, okay? So your hands are loose, but they are in the fist, turned in, okay? And your gloves, that's how they're going to be. Then when you punch at the last minute, you close your fist tight for impact, and then again it loosens up a bit. But we don't want to see this, because that's a bad habit. What can happen is, maybe in the time, you get a knock to the head, maybe you're tired, you forget, you throw the punch out, you're not ready for it, and your wrist is gone. Okay, so nice closed fists. Okay, when you're ready, jabs. Okay, stop. Just a single jab, leading hand. Again. 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 So you can reach that. Good. Again. Okay. Again. Again. Good. So I want you to go back to the center each time, because you're creeping forward there. So extend fully and stop. Okay. So you should be able to hit that from where you are. Okay. You can move forward for the punch, and then move back. Okay. Good. 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 Okay. Stop. Now the backhand there. Again, full extension first. Stop. What you're doing is step, punch, step, punch. Okay. So.
You don't want to step.
No, I don't mind if you step. Okay. But it's what we want to see is the hips from the leading hand jab. Okay, it's a turn of the hip, or you're hopping in or out. Okay. If you're punching from the back, obviously you're going to be hopping too. But I don't think I've ever seen anyone jump in with a right hand. It's always been from the base. Okay, they may move forward, but it's always from the hips. It's never from that. Very rarely you'll see that happen. So what we want to see for the backhand is just from here, and we want the full extension of the hips. Okay. So from here, I'm already way ahead, okay? Essentially, that's an over-exaggeration of it. That's what you're doing. Okay? So my foot is not moving, it's swiveling to allow my back foot to move. Okay? Again, just do one extension first so I can get a marker for it. Very good. Okay, again. Okay, again. Again. So now straight out and in.
Hold it.
No, out in and fast. Like full speed. Full speed out and full speed in. Yeah, again. Good. Yeah. See when you stopped jumping, how much more power you have?
Yeah. So I wasn't aware I was jumping.
Instantly you have doubled the power just from changing the footwork. Again. Good. Again. Good. And you're actually reaching further as well. Good. Good. Okay, leading hand jab again. Good. Good. Full extension there, yeah. I'm hooking those jabs.
I'm bold. Can I do another go?
Yeah, nice and slow. So stop at the extension. Okay. So, yeah, that's nice and good. Okay, shoulders up. Hips are turned out. Toes turned in. Okay. Okay, 1, 2. Now, what I want you to do when you're doing 1, 2 first is do 1, 2. Make them semi-separate.
Okay.
Slow it right down, yeah. Once you've done that 1 or 2 times, just tell me when you're going to go and we'll go full speed. But I want to see the different hip movements for each one. Okay. Nice and slow to start. Good. That's good. That was good.
It's not coming back, so I'll keep on stop. Sorry.
Stop. Okay, bend your legs a little bit. Yeah. Okay, again. Full extension there. Good. Again. Good. Okay, that's all we're going to do for now in terms of the punches. We're going to practice 1, 2. I'm going to leave it up to you what you want to do, and I'll just correct things that I see. Okay, so now, just doing the 1, 2. All I want to see. Don't worry about swiveling the whole way. Okay, just swivel half away if you want to swivel. But I just want to see you do a combination of all the things that we've done here. So a bit of this, okay, a bit of this, and then stopping to where you want to go. A little bit of the forward, a little bit of the back. A swivel, if you like. Okay. Swivel that way. I always found it myself, swiveling that way was very hard because you have to throw your weight out. So in order to go the opposite way for the swivel, what I would do is step. Okay. Now this foot is going to become my back foot. So from here, step. Okay. Turn. We did this the other day when we were doing the practicing, didn't we? So you can see with the angles how that works. Okay, when we're swiveling that way. When we're stepping that way. It's exactly the same distance. It's just the difference between a step, 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 or swivel, swivel. Okay. So start with the movement, nice and loose. Keep it nice and fun. When you're ready. Lie on your feet. Okay. Good. Keep those fists closed. Full extensions. just going to come around the opposite you. I want you to stay opposite me.
Okay.
When you're ready, you punch in the mat. Okay.
Okay. Just if I hit it.
If I'm backing you into the corner, you have to get out somehow. Good, very good. Again, get out of the corner. Get out of the corner. Yeah, move away from the corner, whichever way you want to go. Okay. Keep going on your own. Keep those fists close. Full turn on the back hand, full extension and full turning of the hips. Yeah, good. 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 Okay. That'll do it for the shadow boxing for now. So just to recap, well done, Ciara.
Thank you.
You can see already, just from paring it back and starting from the basics, you can see there's improvement there already, and I'm sure you can feel it as well in terms of your balance, your power, all of that kind of stuff. You can go to the gym as much as you want, but nothing beats practice. So, just to recap, shadow boxing is for everybody, and it's to be done all the time as much as you can. Get used to throwing the punches, try and keep the punches clean every time. Don't do combinations that you're not comfortable with if you want. Practice what you know. Imagine your opponent, okay, nice and light on your feet, right? Whatever you want to do, just get used to the feeling of being in the ring. The more you do this, the better of a boxer you will be because of it. Just before we go, I wanted to run through a quick workout that people can do in case. I had a few people asking me that they wanted to have a belly workout, basically to burn off the lockdown tires. So I'm going to go through a very quick workout that you can do at home. First of all, what's that?
Do you want me here?
No, it's okay. I'll do it. I'm just going to demonstrate a couple of things. Nothing beats getting the heart rate up and doing a bit of cardio. So skipping, if you can do 10 minutes of skipping a day, bring it up to 15 the next day, maybe 15 the next, 20 the next day. Skipping is a wonder, is a godsend in terms of if you want to lean down, because your entire body is being used when you're doing it. It's not the same as running where you kind of get into the rhythm and momentum. Skipping, your whole body is being used while you're doing it. So skipping is amazing. Next thing, so we're going to do, depending on your ability, I would try for a minute. If you can't do a minute, you could do 30 seconds. If you can't do 30 seconds, then just pick a number and do as many as you can. The next day you do it, do a minimum of that number again, and as that becomes easier, you can increase the number. So try and push yourself, because the harder you work, the quicker the results will be. So the first thing, can you see me if I lie down here?
Yep.
So what we want to do is basically this combination. Now we can do 2 rounds of this if you want, or 3 rounds depending on how much time you have. You can do it before you go to bed every night, and in a couple of weeks you'll be feeling the difference. So first one, lying flat on the ground. All we're going to do is lift our shoulders up so our stomach is engaged. We're not sitting up like this, and we're not kind of lying flat like that. We're kind of sitting halfway up where it hurts, and then you're just going to cross the legs like this. Okay. If you can do 30 seconds, you should be able to feel all of that engaged here. 30 seconds going, put a timer on. If you can't do 30 seconds, just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do as many as you can, okay? After you've done that, give your belly a slap. Then we're going to roll over, and we're going to do this, okay?
This is oddly enjoyable.
Yep. Yeah, it does. Stretches the back out nicely. I just heard mine crack about 20 times. Okay. Again, same thing. Start with a minute, 30 seconds. What are you comfortable with? Okay. Once you've done that, back onto your belly again. Again, engaging your stomach, this time up and down. These are working completely different parts of your stomach every time you're doing it. That's why it may feel like you're doing the same thing, but it's working all of your abdominal muscles here, okay? Up and down, 30 seconds like that. Step it out. I like to do one stomach, one something else, so then I'm going to roll over. I'm going to do a few push-ups, okay? However many you can do, or if you want to go for the full 30 seconds. Once you've done that, back over in your stomach again. Now legs side to side, and you're going to engage your core again, and all you're doing is going straight from here. You're going to reach down for your ankle. A lot of people get a very sore neck when they do this, and they think it's because their neck's not strong enough, and it's not. It's because your stomach's not strong enough, because you're not holding yourself up flat. It shouldn't hurt your neck. It will probably hurt your neck the first few times, but it will go away. Okay, so from here, we're just going all the way down and back to the straight again, okay? There's no point in doing this halfway. You want full sideways extensions. It's probably much more comfortable to do it not on the concrete. Once you've done that side, you can do the other side, or you can double the time and do one each side, however you prefer. Next one, from if you have something to hold on to or not, put your arms up like this, and all we're going to do is lift our legs up, okay? Down. Same thing, 30 seconds, or just count them out. You can go up to here if you can't go all the way over, and down. Okay. Next one, roll back over. Do what you feel like. I would just do more push-ups, okay, because they're a good all-rounder. Just to give your belly a break. Back over again. Engage the core. And did we do bicycle already?
Nope.
Bicycle, okay. If you're feeling up for it, you can swivel your arms as well. That's really going to get you on the sides, okay. If you can do a minute, do a minute. If you can do 30 seconds, do 30 seconds. Well, like I said, count them out. And the next one, this one seems a little bit awkward at first, but what you're going to do is have your hands down the sides, right? I'm going to roll onto my back, okay, and then I'm going to push my knees to the sky. I'm not pushing my feet to the sky, I'm pushing my knees to the sky, like that.
Probably best you don't do that on concrete.
You can put your hands down to support yourself if you want, but it's really important that the knees are going up and not the feet. And you'll feel the difference when you do that, okay? It's quite difficult. If you only manage one or two or three, just do one or two or three to start and then build on it, okay? So from here, up, and back down again, okay? Up, and back down again. Back over on your stomach. Or you could just take a break, whatever you want to do. You could do a plank if you want, or a plank like this. Okay. Actually, no, don't do that because that's going to be the last thing. Back over onto your stomach, and then do we do this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll do you. So if you can handle 30 seconds of each of those, that's about 2 or 3 minutes. It's not much at all. Once you've done that, then you roll over to a plank position. The Adam Special, and what we're going to do is start like this. I've been through this before in the other videos, but just in case you didn't see it. So you're going to start with your hands at right angles facing forwards, not cross like this, not like this, flat and forward. Try and keep your head up, keep your back straight, and then hold that. Then up whenever your timer has gone, up into the press up position, same thing. Make sure you keep checking that you're in a good position, that you're not doing this, or that you're not doing this. Okay? If you're holding it to the point where you can't do that, that's enough. Go, move on to the next thing, and eventually you'll just get better and better. There's no point in doing it wrong and damaging yourself, and then you give up because you can't do it. Okay? From there, up, you're holding it here. Again, holding it here. Back down to the press ups. and then back down to here. Okay, and that's about it. So that's about 5 minutes worth of exercise, okay, for the stomach. Everybody can spare 5 minutes a day. You can do it twice, 2 rounds, have a little rest for a minute in between, and do it again. I guarantee you after a month, you'll start to see incredible difference to your core strength and probably to how you feel. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.